Hey guys, this is gonna be kind of like progress video for day 20, but mostly I want to talk about how to progress in case you got stuck, and also because we are getting the nerf for Nico Nana and Terromato Inferno, so hopefully more of you will be able to clear that, and then you might get lost about how to proceed from there. So I already did that part, so we're gonna talk about it. And first thing first, I managed to clear what is it? Doki Doki Inferno in auto mode with Rosa. Now, the way I managed actually to clear it's because I already had enough damage from Rosa, but I didn't have enough survivability. And so in this video I want to talk mostly about that part, about how to make your entire team more bulky, so that you can be ready for Inferno, because yes, they are gonna nerf Terromato on HP, but not the attack, and the nerf for Nico Nana is gonna be a little bit bigger, so you can definitely focus a little bit more on Nico Nana first, in case you cannot clear Terromato even after that. And when it comes to your DPS, let's just go over, for example, Dieting, because I think most people are using Dieting as main DPS. It's the easiest one, big and SR. And for my DPS, what I like to do is Momentum as the first set, and then Fury as the second set. And the reason is that ideally, if you're trying to kill a boss, you should be able to put a decent amount of debuff on them, so that's why Momentum is my favorite, and also because crit rate 12% is not bad. Definitely you can use that. When it comes to Fury, it's in my opinion the best second set, for like second Matrix set for your DPS. When it comes to Shell, White Fang is very easy choice. You can farm it very easy in Nico Nana. You don't even need to be able to clear Inferno. You can farm it at first in L difficulty, so most of you probably already have fully awakened White Fang. Now, if you're running a character like Rosa or Xiada, so someone that has a lot of hit in their skill 3 or skill 1 or both, then Revelation is definitely a very good choice. That's what I'm building, like what I'm using on my Rosa. It also works on other character, like you can put it on Rimoka, you can put it on Masaya, but ideally it works the best on character like that they have a lot of hit in their skills. So Rosa and Xiada are the best one that comes to mind, at least for me. And again, the module is still the same, Momentum and Fury. Hopefully you guys managed to farm a decent amount of module during double drop event, because that's really what it was for. But yeah, when it comes to DPS, that's what I would go for. Of course, if you have Keen Eye instead of Momentum, you can use it. It's obviously not going to be a problem. It's not going to get wasted. It's still a good set. I just prefer Momentum. And when it comes to the second set, I would say Fury is quite important, but if you don't have access to that, you have to adapt and improvise what you have. Maybe you have Harvest from Doki Doki, maybe you're gonna use two set of 12, so because you still don't have your core, you could actually go for that if you have good Matrix also in your shell, and that could be Keen Eye and Onslaught, or whatever combination you want, really. When it comes to your speed character, ideally right now, most of the speed character, they were just going out with Swift Rush. You didn't really put anything. And for some character, like in my case, Shadow Sanya, I also went for Bramble. I think characters that have a very strong skill 1, it's definitely a good choice. For example, it could be Shadow Sanya, but it could also be Olden. Now, mine is not built yet. Like, it is built, I have a set, but I use it on other character right now. But yeah, one option is that one. You could also run Strive for some character. Like, defense bonus is not bad, and also being like, if it's a character that you need to cycle properly, like Lily, it's Strive is definitely an option. Also, Gigabyte is very good for that, so we're gonna talk about Shell a little bit later, but definitely there are characters that you want to be able to cycle in your team and have, like, make sure that they have as many turns as possible. Lily is one of them if you ever, and the combination Strive and Gigabyte is absolutely amazing. And other than that, there are not really that many second set, like good bonus for the second set when it comes to speed character. Some of them, I think maybe on this one, like Cure is not bad. Of course, now it's this set is a little bit messed up because I'm using a bunch of stuff. Like this, don't take this one as an example, but Cure is not bad if you can go for Cure as a second one for a character like Valerian or Linglo. It's definitely an option, having a little bit of extra healing. And that's it really for the module. Like, I mean, if you cannot farm Inferno even after the nerf, you're either lacking survivability or you're either lacking damage. So if you're lacking damage, go farm Aurora. If you're lacking survivability, go farm Doki Doki and some rare case Terromaton in the highest difficulty possible, and build everything that you need in your character. Now, once you manage to build everything, you should be able to farm at least Nico Nana. I would say out of everything, Nico Nana is the easiest one to farm when it comes to Inferno difficulty. And once you farm Nico Nana, it's gonna be very important that you save up all the what is the name? Mythic Rarity Shell that you're gonna get from here. So for example, I'm farming Nana right now, and as you can see, I have a decent amount of Mythic Shell. And the reason is, even if, worst case scenario, you don't have access to any threshold in Inferno difficulty, so you cannot build endgame module set for your character because you don't have access to like Fury Edge or Swift Trade, it's still gonna be useful to max out Artisan, for example, and Gigabyte. First of all, because they make a huge difference. Like for me, making the second Artisan, as you can see now, I have 2 Artisan. And you can see from here, for example, I have 2 Artisan, and the difference it makes to get the barrier from, like the shield from 2 of them instead of 1, it's like you can notice that it's actually quite big. And again, for character that you need to cycle properly, Gigabyte is gonna be very very big because it's gonna help you a lot. For character like Lily is very very good, and of course you can also use it on any debuff character that you have. It doesn't necessarily need to be Lily. You can do it on Freya, you can do it on Kloss, whatever you're using. And it's very very good. Of course, at this point in the game, if you're trying to farm Inferno stuff, you should have at least 1 Codex. If you don't have Codex, go farm Codex because it's an amazing shell. And it's very very important because what Codex does is very unique. It basically resets 1 skill of one of your characters, so it's super super strong. It's ridiculous, and you should have at least 1. Ideally, I think having 2 is gonna be very very good. And again, it's like a shell like Artisan. The more you have, the better. Like you cannot go wrong with farming Codex or Artisan if you're stuck because they're super super strong. And once you have all these things set up properly, like your speed character have double matrix module, your shell are fully awakened, and like if you're farming from Nikonana, it's in Inferno, it's gonna be better because you can see speed is 40. Like all the stats, all the basic attributes are higher when you get mythic rarity shell with triple matrix. So even if you cannot use the third matrix, it's still gonna get an extra bonus from the basic attribute, which the most important obviously it's gonna be the speed. And so to give an example, a normal Codex fully awakened is 35, then when you actually have triple matrix, it's gonna be 40 on speed. So all the basic bonus are a little bit higher, and that's gonna be something extra that you can use. And again, once you manage to build both your DPS and your speed character properly when it comes to model, when it comes to shell, you should be able to finally farm Inferno stuff. Now, again, let's just assume that you're gonna start with Nikonana because out of everything is the easiest one to have access to. Then you're gonna reach a point where you can farm Terromaton and or Doki Doki. When you can farm at least one of these 2, it doesn't matter which one, go and focus on building stuff with the core that you're dropping. Of course, this one is not super useful if you have access to Doki Doki first before Terromaton, because it's mostly gonna be for your healer, and the healer is not gonna be that much of a game changer when it comes to this stuff. But if you have access to Assault, so Swift Trade, it's definitely is gonna be super good on your dieting or whatever DPS that you're using, and you can farm it on White Fang. So it's gonna be big, like 20% attack is gonna be very very good. And in some cases, it could also be useful for some character like that you build on speed. For example, you probably saw already those videos of people using White Fang on Freya, so that White Fang use the skill first on the enemy character, like on the main body of Terromaton, and that way dieting is gonna focus with the S2, with the passive of the skill 2 on the main body instead of the ad. So that's also an option in case you're still struggling even after building your DPS properly. You still don't have enough survivability to kill the boss before it kills you. Now, if you have access to Terromaton first before Doki Doki, which is what happened to me, like I was super unlucky with Fury Edge. I still have no character with Fury Edge, so it's not a requirement for your DPS. Like, of course, it's gonna be super useful when you have it, but don't sleep on Ether Plug because it's very very good, and the extra 25% accuracy, it's gonna be huge for every character that is built on speed. Like, if you make like your team more bulky, you're gonna see a difference, and you will see in the clip. I'm gonna post later the clip of my auto team for Terromaton Inferno and auto team for Doki Doki Inferno. I can do what I do because my character can survive long enough, and this is also thanks to this one, to this core, and of course 20% extra accuracy. I don't think I need to tell you that it's good, so it's very nice. Oh, 10 win. Oh man, there's no White Fang. Ah man, so bad. But yeah, it's the drop rate is what it is. And let's go back to the main topic now. Once you have access to the core, finally you can start to build a triple core character like you saw I did, for example, for my Lily. And when it comes to the character, I would say if you are struggling with Terromaton, Olden is so good. It's still available in the summon at the moment I'm recording the video. If you're struggling with Terromaton, Olden is super super good. The skill tree is amazing. First of all, you're gonna need a dispel because Terromaton in Inferno has immunity when you start the run, so you need to dispel that immunity. Second thing is the effect resistance. Like, whatever team you're running, it could be damage over time, or it could be like a normal team with regular damage. You're gonna need effect resistance debuff, because it's gonna make it easier for your character to apply the debuff. It could be the damage over time debuff, or it could be any debuff from character like Dyna, Freya, Kloss, whatever, and this is gonna make it much easier, so it's very good. And then for survivability, it's the biggest thing I'm telling you about. Like, you need to make sure that your character can survive long enough to dish out all the damage that you need to do, and reducing attack by 40%, it's so freaking useful. So Olden, in case you're struggling with Terromaton, is so freaking good. It's like very nice. And people were asking me in the comment if I advise, like, if I think it's good. I 100% think it's good, and I 100% advise people to roll it if you have the chance. And when it comes to DPS, I mean, at this point, the DPS, you already know what they are. For Doki Doki, you can go for Ilmoka, you can go for Rosa, you can go for Masai, you can go for Xiada. For Terromaton, the big one are for now Chloros and Diting. I'm sure the new one, the new light character that is gonna come out, is also gonna be very good in Terromaton. And for the debuff character, you already know it's what people use. I don't think I'm gonna have to explain to you how debuff character work and what they are, who they are. The best character for survivability that you have very easy to access to is Valerian. If you didn't build Valerian yet, you should, because she's very amazing. And of course, you need to max out the skill 3, so skill 3 is level 5, as you can see. But man, it makes your life so much easier in this game after they buff the PvE so much. So definitely go for Valerian if you didn't have it. We already talked about the shell. It's you're gonna have to go for Artisan, super good shell. Codex, very flexible. You can use it in so many ways. It's gonna be a must to progress. And then Gigabyte, I wouldn't say Gigabyte is as important as Artisan and Codex. So as you can see, I only have one, and I only start to build it after I start to beat Terromaton in Inferno. But it does make a difference. Like, it was very useful for my auto run in both Doki Doki and Inferno, Terromaton. So it's definitely something you can think about after you build all the basic stuff, so Artisan and Codex. And that's it, really. Like, at this point, with once you get all this stuff done correctly, you should be able to progress in the game without too much trouble. And I would say that's it, and we can move to the clip. So this is gonna be the auto run before the nerf. I actually recorded this clip before the nerf was even announced in Terromaton Inferno, and it's auto run of damage over time team. I'm not gonna really talk about the team because it's the same from my last video. I just make them more bulky, and as you can see, it's gonna help a lot when it comes to farming in auto mode. So that's why I wanted to make this video and talk a little bit about it, because hopefully it's gonna help you as much as it helped me. And as you can see, Lily has Gigabyte now, and I also run a second Artisan. One is on Olden and one is on Valerian. And the amount of shield is just that good. It's helping so much. I don't know how to describe it with my word, so that's why I'm putting the video. So she's gonna go for the trigger. As you can see, it's not optimized, because ideally you want to wait longer before you trigger all the dots, but that's fine. And you will see in the video. So that was the extension again, which is very stupid after the skill 3, but it is what it is. AI is not very smart when it comes to damage over time. And we still managed to survive and kill the boss, which is gonna happen soon, because again I built so many damage over time that when the boss is gonna have his turn, it's gonna explode. This is also why it's very important to cycle everything properly. As you can see, it's ridiculous. For being an auto run, the amount of stuff that they apply, and she had so many turns that she reset the skill 3, so it's very good. And that was the auto run in Terromaton before the nerf. It's not gonna change that much for me with the nerf, because it's damage over time, it's based on the HP, so it's not really gonna change anything, but it's okay. I could already do it auto before, so I have no reason to complain after the nerf. So this is the team that I use for Doki Doki. I actually recorded this during an auto run, because I was getting ready to go to sleep yesterday when I recorded the clip. And so this is why you see it's in continuous battle. I still don't have, obviously, a 100% win rate, but it's still very good. I mean, I'm happy to finally be able to clear Doki Doki Inferno. And I'm gonna speed up the video a little bit, and I'm not gonna talk that much, maybe, I don't know. Do I need to give you any comment on this? Not really. Just so you know, it's not that important to do the combo perfectly after the first 1-2 turn. And with that I mean, it's not that important that the skill 3 of Kazuyo always trigger before your DPS. Of course, when you start the match, you want that to happen. And so you should set up the speed properly of all your character, because otherwise it's you're gonna lose a lot of damage and it's gonna make your run much more difficult. but it becomes a little bit more difficult on the second wave to take care of the speed of everybody, because there's so many factors that come into play when it comes to the second wave and the skill setup of all your character, like how many cooldown you have left. So just build your team as bulky as possible, as I mentioned before, so that you can compensate for any mistake that the DI makes, and it makes a lot. It makes a lot of mistake DI. Now in my case it's easier with Rosa and Doki Doki, because the AoE skill, the skill tree, it just focus on everybody, but otherwise it's a little bit messy sometimes. And also, again, as you can see here, it's there's so many things that can happen, like your character can get stunned, like it happened to Lily now. So just make everybody as bulky as possible. You see, also here I'm using 2 Artisan, and one is on Freya, one is on Valerian. Gigabyte is always on Lily in my case, and then for the CC we have Codex, which helps mostly when you start the run, then it takes 8 turns before it resets, so it's not it's gonna take a long ass time for that. But still, the team has a decent win rate. I would say it's like 70-80%, so not bad. Also the Terror Matter one is around that percentage of win rate, so it's all good. As you can see, even if like the setup was not perfect when it comes to the CC in the second wave, still managed to do a very good job, and Rosa is an amazing character. So if you invested a lot into Rosa and you're not confident, you should be confident, because she's very strong and she deserves all the stuff that you invested into her. And that's it really for the run. As you can see, it almost finished, and yeah, it's gonna be difficult for people that don't have Lily, but hopefully it's gonna be something you can fix when you are able to make your team more bulky. And you should have at this point other option when it comes to cycle your character properly, unless you were super unlucky with your role, which can happen, but hopefully it's not you, man. And yeah, the last boss, last mob is always annoying, but I'm gonna speed up a little bit from here. So that was the run for Doki Doki, 3 minutes 19 seconds. It's not good, but it's also not bad. As long as it's auto, I don't care, I don't mind. And yeah, that's it also for the video. I hope it was useful. This is basically what was going on in my mind when I started to improve my team, trying to get ready for difficult content, and that's how I made everybody more bulky and then eventually survive. Of course, in my case, I gave priority to Terror Maton, because after I found Shadowsanya, I knew that was going to be the easiest one for me to farm, and then I managed to move to Doki Doki, and then eventually I will move on to Aurora, which is the only one left for me to clear in Inferno difficulty. And yeah, pretty much, even if your situation is different, you can follow the same logic, and what you need to do to make your team survive longer, it's gonna be the same as what I did, really, so it's not gonna change on that side. And that's it for the video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.